A 79-year-old U.S. citizen was roughed up by ICE and has since filed a $50 million lawsuit. In this video, we're going to show the video of what happened to him, and I'm also going to show you how you could easily file a civil rights complaint against the Department of Homeland Security to ICE, specifically about the violation of your civil rights.
79-year-old American citizen Rafi Shohed just outside of his car wash in Van Nuys roughly 2 weeks ago. This after Rafi says agents stormed into his business and roughed him up after he attempted to ask what they needed. He says upon making it outside, the agents pummeled him again.
I have a heart condition. 3 big people were sitting on my back, the way they tore me down, sitting on me, and I asked them to let me go, which they absolutely would not pay no attention.
Rafi says he was terrified as he tried to explain to the agents that his employees were authorized to be on the job. Yet he says they took at least 5 of his employees away in handcuffs. He says he screamed that he is an American citizen and had proof in his wallet, but he says his pleas fell on deaf ears.
The only word they say, you do not F with ICE. You do not F with ICE. You do not F with ICE.
Rafi says he suffered multiple broken ribs, damage to his brain from being slammed head first into the ground, and deep bruising and swelling to his arms from being restrained. He was detained at a federal detention center for nearly a dozen hours before finally being released, his family taking him to the hospital, his lawyer filing a civil rights claim seeking $50 million in damages.
ICE and DHS violated their policies that day. They violated the United States Constitution, and they violated California state law. And we feel very confident that we're going to be able to achieve justice for Rafi Shohed in a court of law.
I have broken ribs, I guess.
His wife in utter tears.
I didn't even know where he was for hours. And with his heart condition and the stents, they could have very easily caused his death.
You're in tears.
Yeah, why not be? It's very hurtful.
Ravi is going after the money, and he should. If they violated your civil rights, U.S. citizens do not sit there and take this. Green card holders, same thing. You guys have a right. We all do. We all have a right to go to ICE and ask that they financially address the matter. Now, this is not an easy process to undertake by any means. The law, of course, doesn't make anything easy when it comes on to suing the government. Here's where you're going to start, friends. You're going to go to the Department of Homeland Security's website, and this is specifically to the Office for Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, CRCL. You could just Google DHS Civil Rights Complaint, and it will pull up this office for you. And it says here, if you believe your rights or the rights of someone else have been violated by DHS, you can file a civil rights complaint with DHS's Office for Civil Rights and Civil Liberties. This is the process. It's very easy. You can use their online portal to submit your complaint, or you could even email it to them. And the information is on this website about how you could email your complaint or even mail it into them. But certainly the online portal is the easiest way to go about it. Now, consult with a lawyer before you start this process, and I would make the argument that a lawyer should handle this for you. The first step is this. You click on this blue button there to begin the process and hit next, and you're going to agree to you'll see the privacy statement here. You're going to accept those terms, and then they remind you that this is confidential. Then you hit next, and then they remind you that federal law forbids retaliation or reprisal by any federal employee against a person who makes a complaint or discloses information to their office. Then you begin by answering the question, are you filing this complaint for someone else? And if you're doing this on your own, the answer is no. But if it's yes, you're going to, yes, because you have an attorney, you'll need to submit, or the attorney who would be doing this obviously would need to submit their G28 to prove that they're your attorney. Next, you're going to provide your name, phone number, home address, email address, and some other information about you, your date of birth, and if you have an alien number, what that is. If you're in detention, you click this box here. Check here if you're represented by an attorney for the issues described in this complaint. Then you're going to hit next, and it's going to ask you, who is this about? Who are you going after? Which agency or contractor or program that violated your civil rights? That's what this one starts off with. It doesn't get into the specifics of the individual who violated your civil rights. But in this instance, it would be ICE. So you check ICE right here and then move on. And then it's going to ask you, when did this happen? If it's ongoing, please indicate when the problem started. And just keep in mind that this has a maximum of 4,000 characters. Where did this happen? You've got to be very specific. What is the name, for example, the name of the detention facility if you were detained, or the airport, or some other location where this happened. The city and the state would also be included. And now, what happened? What happened? This is where you're going to have your opportunity to share as much detail as possible. I don't believe there's a character limitation here. Share the details of what happened. If you know who did this to you, if you have the officer's name, if you have badge numbers, it just depends on which agency you're suing or going after. But in this case, it's ICE. If you know who violated your civil rights specifically, go ahead and mention those names right here, the officers' names, and then tell exactly what happened. What happened? And in Ravi's case, as we saw, he was brutally attacked for a man of 79 years old, and he is a U.S. citizen, business owner, and he was roughed up. We saw the excessive force that was displayed. We saw his injuries. If you've been injured, this is where you're going to have to explain those injuries very specifically, what you've suffered from, that you went to the hospital, and now you're on pain medication or whatever medication you've been given. This is your opportunity to tell that entire story. Again, I really think you should have an attorney do this for you, okay? And after you have all of this information loaded up here, you hit next, and then it's going to take you to the finish line. You're going to get an opportunity to review. After submitting this, DHS is supposed to investigate your matter within 6 months and try to come up with a settlement, okay, of your matter. And if the settlement doesn't provide you with the amount that you're seeking, there's other ways of going about it. It's complex to be able to do it in the other way, and I'll do more videos for you guys explaining to you how you can take your complaint, your lawsuit against ICE to the next level. All right. Ravi, of course, is going to get something very nice, okay, from them, because we all saw what happened here. His rights were clearly violated. He was not trying to obstruct justice. He was not interfering with an investigation. They immediately knocked him over, and then they attacked him outside, from what I saw. Okay, from the clips that I've seen that is on in the news. All right, and that what you guys just saw. Anyway, this is how you do it. This is at least how you get started if you really feel like your rights have been violated by ICE. Do not sit on it, guys. Speak with an attorney about what happened and whether you possibly have a way forward with this type of complaint. But now you know how this is done. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notice of these videos each week. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.